Education is a fundamental human right. It transforms lives across the world. But the world is changing, and today's challenges continue to undermine our ambitions and threaten a future of peace and prosperity. So what now?
In a poetic way about electricity and street lighting. Twilight is the time of day just before the night, when the daylight has almost gone, but when it is not completely dark. Perpetual defines something that never ends, that is permanent. So by perpetual twilight, he's referring to the permanent darkness that is covering Springfield, caused by the giant disk which he is using to block out the sun. Literally speaking, the verb to bathe means to take a bath, or to wash yourself in a sea or a river, for example. However, Mr. Burns is speaking figuratively here. He is talking about how the streets are covered by, or bathed in, the glow from the lampposts, which are powered by his power plant.
Hello, lamppost. What you knowin'? I've come to watch your power flowing.
What you knowing is Mr. Burns' own informal way of asking, how are you? This is a parody of the Simon and Garfunkel song, the 59th Street Bridge song, Feelin' Groovy.
Hello, lamppost, what you knowin'? I've come to watch your flowers growing.
Hello, lamppost. What you knowin'? I've come to watch your power flowing. After all these years, things are finally starting to go my way. I feel like celebrating.
If something goes your way, it goes according to your plans. You succeed, or you feel favored by the universe, God, or some high power. Check out this example.
Oh, I'm sorry, Maggie, but even at your age, I'm sure you understand things can't always go your way.
So, in the scene, Mr. Burns is referring to how his plans of blocking out the sun and making more money from all the extra power consumption are working. So, he says that things are finally starting to go his way, meaning he's finally being favored by the circumstances.
Oh, it's you. What are you so happy about? I see. Well, I think you'd better drop it. I said drop it! Get your hands off!
Drop it is an expression used as a command for somebody to drop or let go of their weapon. For example, it is commonly used by the police when confronting armed suspects.
A little bit higher. That's better. Very good.
Drop it, miss.
We cannot see what is happening with Mr. Burns in the scene.
I think you'd better drop it. I said drop it!
But from this line, we can guess he's speaking to somebody holding a gun or other weapon. By the way, did you notice how he pronounced the word drop and it together?
I think you'd better drop it. I said drop it!
This is a clear and good example of how connected speech works in spoken English. Connected speech is the tendency we have of cutting, reducing, and linking words together while speaking. In this case, the letter P from drop simply links to the next word, which started with a vowel, it, and that resulted in the sound we heard from Mr. Burns, drop it. We cannot see what is happening with Mr. Burns in the scene.
I think you'd better drop it. I said drop it!
But from this line, we can guess he's speaking to somebody holding a gun or other weapon. By the way, did you notice how he pronounced the word drop and it together?
I think you'd better drop it. I said drop it!
This is a clear and good example of how connected speech works in spoken English. Connected speech is the tendency we have of cutting, reducing, and linking words together while speaking. In this case, the letter P from drop simply links to the next word, which started with a vowel, it, and that resulted in the sound we heard from Mr. Burns, drop it. Let's listen to it and practice after him.
I said drop it! I said drop it! Dignify that with response.
To dignify somebody or something is to treat them with respect and take them seriously. So if you say that you will not dignify something with a response, that means you will not answer or respond to it because you do not think it is worth your attention or respect.
Why can't we ever have normal soup? Just once, can we have a soup that people have heard of? Like French onion or navy bean?
First of all, your father can't eat onions. He's deathly allergic, and I won't even dignify your navy bean suggestion.
Mr. Burns has been shot.
Just a minute. This isn't Mr. Burns at all. It's a mask. Wait, it is Burns. His wrinkly skin looks like a mask.
This part of the scene makes fun of something a lot of science fiction movies and series have done. To have a character wearing a realistic human mask, which is only noticed and removed at a critical moment in the story. The joke is that Chief Wiggum thought Mr. Burns' wrinkly skin made his face look like a mask.
His wrinkly skin looks like a mask.
I don't think we'll ever know who did this. Everyone in town's a suspect.
Well, I couldn't possibly solve this mystery. Can you?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean, you know, it's my job, right?
If you say that you will give it a shot, that means you will make an attempt to do something. You will try to achieve it. This is especially used when talking about something that you are not familiar with.